my name is Nia Jetter.
My own car, not that I use the downtown area.
Yeah.
So,
But whenever a Waymo's driving,
I get to push the button.
is the priority. Otherwise, it's like, yeah, like one of my favorite things to say, and I'll say that to you because, we can geek out for a second, but like safety is a fundamental constraint. Like if you're solving an optimization problem, safety is the foundational constraint, full stop. Safety is the priority. And then you layer on top of that other things like availability. You could be 100% safe and the car could not go anywhere. And then you'd be safe, but then technically there's still a little bit of risk because someone can hit you.
Right.
So you could so you could try to optimize for safety by not going anywhere. But then you don't meet the requirements. We don't build products just to build products. We build products to make people happy, to serve people, to take care of people. And so like people aren't happy if you just get a Waymo and go anywhere. People want to go places. That's part of the use case, the mission of Waymo. So then you layer on top availability. So while solving that optimization problem, treating safety as a constraint, you also have to meet some kind of availability requirement to be able to achieve the mission, to be able to be useful to people. And then on top of that, to try to make people comfortable, you have to layer on top of that some kind of human factor, some kind of legibility, like some kind of, like making sure that the product meets with people's mental model of the world. Because if it doesn't, then people are afraid. And so we do things like this, or I do things like this to just try to better understand how people think about technology, how people feel about technology, and to help people incorporate things like this into their mental model. Like the whole AIinAction series is all about helping people incorporate AI into their mental model so they at least better understand if there's something to be afraid of, what to be afraid of. If they want to influence policy, so they at least have a basis to be able to do that.
No, that's really interesting, how that layer cake comes together. And I am more reassured with knowing that safety is like the base layer that you build on, right? Because I think so many times, just in general, people think when anybody's coming to market with any product, it's the revenue that they're going to make, it's the profit that they're going to make that drives everything and is the foundation. And then you build the bedrock on top of that. And I think, we've seen in the past from older products and other things that are, have not necessarily anything to do with this, that like those were the drivers and the bedrocks. And that's where a lot of caution comes in. It's like, hey, you're out to make money. So where are you cutting the corners to make the money?
Or even like we see, so unfortunately, not everybody follows that model. Like that's kind of like personally, that's a model that I always follow and that I always, try to deploy, try to focus on. But, we see instances in which people, like we see it written in the news, like people say, safety, slows down innovation. Safety, inhibits my ability to do cool stuff. When the reality is, it's like, okay, if you're just going to be in a lab, like doing research, like for the sake of research on something that doesn't matter and doesn't get deployed, amongst people, okay, I guess. But the cool stuff is the stuff that you actually deploy into reality. And that helps people, that makes a difference in people's lives some way. And in those instances, there's tons of room for innovation to achieve safety. Like, I feel like that's one of the most ripe areas for innovation right now is innovation to achieve products that interact with people's safety. So we have 3 minutes left. Time flies when you're having Waymo adventures.
Waymo fun! This has been absolutely enjoyable. And I've been very impressed by the whole ride, the whole process. I would definitely encourage folks to be less scared about it.
Okay, cool.
For sure. There's been nothing scary about this whole process. And then just the other thing on the human factor is the whole conversation that we've had. I've not had to worry about somebody else listening to other than you guys who will be watching this adventure. Right? Like, that's one of those things when you're in a car and somebody else is driving. It's like, oh, you're going to hear the whole conversation now. Welcome into my life. Again, this is just a space for me or a space for us, when we do this. And for me, it's an option of, when I just don't want to drive. Like when I'm home, I am the driver. And so, here's another opportunity, especially when I'm in town and don't necessarily have anything else to do that's like work related. I need to get somewhere. I just want to go somewhere. I just want to go on a ride. Now I can. That's one of the things that's, been a barrier of entry for me before is, when I travel and I don't want to rent a car because I don't want that expense or to just have to deal with parking everywhere and driving everywhere. And am I going to be able to get to where I need to get to? And the insurance and all that stuff.
Yeah, and the cognitive load of figuring out
all of that stuff. Yeah. And then if you just want to go for a ride, well, I feel weird ordering an Uber driver just to take me on a drive. You know, this is absolutely an option. I'm not putting anybody out.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not messing up anyone's schedule, keeping them from getting home because I'm their last ride or whatever. And I'm just like, I don't know, pull over here. This sounds good. You know, those are all things that come off the table now. And again, to our earlier part of the conversation, just provide me with more freedom of choice for things that I want to do and not having to feel like I'm overloaded or somebody else. So this has been an absolute joy of an adventure.
Any recommendations? Any recommendations with respect to the car? Any recommendations for Waymo based on the experience?
I'll be honest with you. I think the car is fantastic. It's very comfortable. You know, plenty of space. So if you're going out with a couple of people, this is very easy to accommodate. You know, 2 or 3 people, very easy. Really nice ride. Very quiet ride, which is also something that I enjoy. And so other than that, I just encourage people to go on their own little Waymo adventure.
Yeah.
It's pretty safe and kind of really cool.
You're here.
Thank you so much.
Make sure it's clear before exiting.